I'd like to call the meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda, and I need to add one thing, and it'll be below J, and it's funding to pay for recording of a county deed, payments to the auditor and to the recorder. Any other changes, modifications? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve as presented.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Who got this? Gary?
This Gary.
You're on, Gary.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name's Gary Greibel from Wahaka Foundry. Just wanted to come and say thank you for getting the access road paved to the highway department as well.
Striped.
Stripe. Thank you.
That's what I said.
Yeah. It will need paved soon if you've seen it, but
Yes.
appreciate the striping. Already got comments from employees and trucking companies both. So it's definitely made it a safer
Yes.
intersection for all. I appreciate that very much. The other thing left, and I don't know if you've been working on it, is the sign and the
You
stuff.
betcha.
All
And
right.
it's kind of a challenge in itself, and I'll tell you why. It's old. It was originally when the foundry first moved here, is when the sign was put there. So the length of the bulbs and everything that's inside of the thing has presented some challenges on getting replacements. So they're looking at alternatives, and I hope they're gonna have something resolved shortly.
Okay.
And, but otherwise, because I think, if I remember, they told me it's like a 5-foot long bulb or something. It's really an odd bulb.
It is, and I mean, it's out on the market at $12.50.
Well, they act like they couldn't find the right ones for exteriors. If
I
they
went off
can.
their old invoice and I went on.
Do you have that?
I do.
Send it to me.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
they're working at German American Bank right now. So,
if it's a bulb that's available and we can put a new ballast or a bulb in there and.
right, because I've lost more bulbs, so now I'm like halfway. So, and
I know.
again, more trucks are coming into our facility 24 hours a day.
And someone that's been there on a recurring basis is
Not a problem.
okay. But it's the new guy that shows up and he sees the one left-hand, right-hand corner that's all of it, that's illuminated at midnight.
Right. Or try to drive down into the cornfield.
Yeah.
Understand.
Send that to me.
I will.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Next item on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from 9/04/2025.
I make a motion.
I second that. No changes.
All those in, okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Minutes from 10/21/2025.
I make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Mayo. I am the interim county extension director for Purdue Extension. And I just have our contractual services that are signed every year for Purdue Extension. And so I appreciate the budget passing through. I think that Megan, before she left, was able to cut where Purdue increased contractual services. I think Megan was able to go through and cut other places to make it an even ask for last year, I believe. So we just appreciate you supporting Extension every year. Hannah, actually, she's on maternity leave right now, but got an award at the last, we just had a 4-H update, and so she received an award, so statewide. She had the largest 4-H increase out of 92 counties in the state, which is really awesome. So doing some really cool things. We just appreciate your support.
I think it was approved by council already,
Yeah,
right?
I confirm, this has been a
Yeah.
kind of a questionable 2026 funding wise, and I checked with the council and they have
It was
approved
approved.
the amount that you have in your contract. So
Yes.
we
So
have the funding available.
This
So
is just every year we need the contractual services signed, so I think they approve the budget, and then I think commissioners are the ones.
we
Mhm.
sign
Sign the
contracts.
contract.
Yeah, so this is just the contract that we,
Any
every year we
questions?
just need signed and sent.
I make a motion to approve it.
Second. Do you have the contractor?
I do,
so we'll sign it.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think I sent my email or my cell phone number in an email last week, so if y'all ever need anything, please reach out. Let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Steve, you're up.
Okay, I got additional appropriation, for bridge inspection phase 2A, like $4,372, which they'll reimburse us 80% of that.
Now, do you file for those?
Yes.
Okay. And this is all part of that original contract you
Yes.
signed back?
Yes.
It's like a 4-year
Maryland
one.
does paperwork on that, getting the reimbursements.
Yeah. And when, does that come up in 26?
We are working on the next phase now. We've got our RFP, and we have to score those.
Okay.
Yeah, you start a year and a half now ahead of time on the bridge inspection instead of a year, but quite a lengthy process to get all the paperwork done.
Okay, so you submit that to the state, I'm assuming, and then they, okay.
They don't do the box culverts, do they? Do you?
They only do, if they're over 20 foot long, they will.
Okay.
But anything under 20 foot bridge or culvert is not considered a bridge, it's just a structure that's under 20 feet.
Okay.
So I've got a question that you probably don't have an answer for. My understanding is that with the new Senate 1 bill, that the county will no longer be required to maintain bridges within cities. Is that correct?
I haven't heard anything about that. That'd be nice
That's
if
what
we-
I understood it to be. So our bridge count should go down, I believe.
Do you
There we
know,
go. We got a guy from the office. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, it's not bridges. Bridges over 20 feet and above are still the county's responsibility.
Okay.
It's the structures, like the small culverts, 12 to under 20 feet.
And we never did take care of those, did we?
No.
Okay. Okay, so there's no
We've
windfall.
got a couple on there.
Okay.
that's what I was gonna ask you, what's the ratio of those compared to out in the county?
There's a lot of them out in the county. They did Lockmuir did a study for us one time, or an estimate to include all those, and it was really, there was many of them that was gonna be really expensive to do. We never did pursue it.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next one. Detour for 62.
Okay, the detour for 62 is gonna start March the 1st through June the 1st. And I have paperwork if you guys want to sign it, have a detour for that.
That's, what was those dates again, Steve?
March the 1st to June the 1st.
3 months then.
At least it ain't in the winter time.
And March can be a little questionable.
It could snow, a foot or two.
I mean, I'm not sure what our options are here. They're gonna do it anyway, right?
Yeah. I can't imagine anybody using that county, the unofficial detour when they can go right down I-64. You know, just a few
There
minutes.
will be, I guarantee you,
Well, there'll probably be some, yeah.
Yeah.
the Wolf
phone will be
Trevor.
ringing.
If we don't, I mean, I don't know that they'll just go ahead and do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Steve, I got a request out on Boyd Road where the slide was and y'all repaired the best you can. Could you possibly take those signs down that says road closed so many
We
miles?
have, I have one of the pavers lined up to come in there and put a wedge over that. And I
Okay.
thought as soon as we got that wedge on,
Then you take them down,
Yeah.
okay. I was just wondering, because somebody called me and said, well,
Like
that
to
road
leave
ain't
them
closed.
up legally, you know, if something would happen.
Yeah,
Somebody got like a maniac through there and run off the road and, you know, we would have it
okay.
covered yet.
But once they wedge it and pave,
Yeah,
pave
that
it
should
over
be done yet this fall.
okay. All right, thank you.
Detour. Right,
Do we have where the unofficial detour would be on our county roads?
Yes,
If we make sure we get video and pictures so that
Yeah,
way we can
they'll-
get
they
reimbursed.
come out in video and if we ask for an unofficial detail, they'll detour, they come out and do the video on. We
Okay,
can do it also if we want to,
I
but
think you should.
yeah.
Just make sure they're aware of it in case we get major damage on the road.
Now, those roads, detour roads are gravel, some of them?
Most of them are, yeah.
Will the state help you back with that on?
They did out there on, did they pay you for the?
Well, I've got them paperwork here. I got to looking the other day and I thought we never did get anything and I called and she said, well, I got another paper they need to sign, an agreement, and then we'll issue a check. So I've got that with me today.
Okay,
I don't
Okay.
know why I never did get it.
all right, as long as they get some money back, that's the main thing.
I make a motion for approval.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. I'll set that here. Next one, Steve, is your Highway 145 closure.
I talked to them, it's gonna be at least 2 weeks before they're not gonna close that until the other one is done. And she said she's thinking it's gonna be at least 2 weeks before they do that.
And what's the length of the 145 closure that they're gonna, is that another quick project?
Well, I think it was 2 or 3 months,
So it's gonna be through the winter time?
yeah.
Is that the one at the
I
bottom
think
of
it
the
was 3
hill?
months, they're
That's what I
scheduled,
was
yeah.
thinking. I didn't have-
They have all the signs and everything down there already and all their trailers, so it's gonna be soon.
I asked them about delaying that, and the reason that they can't delay it, the reason they do it in the wintertime is because of the brown bat.
I hope I'm in the right place. It's for an estate. I gotta
I can help you, ma'am.
sign it.
Thank you.
I can help you, ma'am.
Okay.
But they can't do it any other time of year because the brown bats are dangerous.
Bats.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, ain't that nice?
Here's a comment, and I don't know how we address this. There was, we get these calls. We had some grain farmers that, I know it's up in the Derby, Mano Point area, up through
Mm-hmm.
that area that
Yeah, I got that
didn't have
email.
any notification that the state was gonna close the roads until they brought a truckload of grain down and
Oh, yeah.
hit the road closure.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a way to get these, gonna be closed October 1st, October 15th, get a sign up, so people are
At least some
aware.
notification.
Oh, you're talking about all them
They
culverts.
put all the culverts, they're putting them in
Yeah,
everywhere.
we get complaints almost every day on that, and we don't know what their schedule is, and I give them the number to call out there, but, yeah, you might go up there and it's open one day, and next day it's closed, and
Right.
there's nobody that has any idea when or where it's gonna be closed.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have if they could,
Some way, if we could get some kind of notification up from those guys that, even if they give us it the week of or something to that, because what happens to them, and I know some of the farmers, they load the semis up and they're bringing it down and then they get almost to 70.
Yeah.
Now turn around and
Yeah.
go back.
have to go through.
And and they haul in the mornings when it's kind of damp and they go back into the fields later on. And if there's a way to make them aware of that
I
situation.
can call out here and see if there's some way they could let us know on a weekly basis or something.
Something where we could put
Closed.
a sign up or something, just to let them know so they don't make that trip all the way to the end and find the.
Maybe Emily can help you with that.
She might be able to.
Yeah.
I'll call her and ask her.
So anything you could do.
There's still a lot of crops to come out yet.
Well, and then they'll be hauling grain,
Mhm.
whenever.
If you're hauling all winter, some of them,
Yeah.
or most of the winter, yeah.
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 So anything They could make that a little more informative to them so they don't get caught in a
I can
situation.
understand them being aggravated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the greatest of roads to be bringing a big truck down to
Right.
begin with, and after you've done whipping through all of them, and then you turn around somewhere,
Yeah.
try to go back up that same road, so. Cottonwood, apricot,
We're starting on that Wednesday. Josh is gonna have turkeys come in Tuesday. And I'll talk with him, and Kim will talk with him and see if we need to do anything before then. And we will start, our plans right now are to start Wednesday morning. We've got the excavator and Mosers and Josh, everybody lined up on that. So he said if he had to have feed in there, he'd have him come in the other side, and as long as he could get the turkeys in.
so you're digging out all the rocks that protruding
All
out.
the ledges, yeah.
A gentleman in there suggested, I don't know whether you heard this, that what they did, I believe in DuBois County, they would dig a trench, small
Mhm.
trench across the road and fill it with twos.
Yeah,
Because inevitably what happens is the moisture's coming out of the hill, you'll dig that
Yeah,
rock in
we-
it, but it's still there, so.
if we have any moisture like that, we usually put it in French drain
Yeah.
on places like that. to
Just to get it into the
get that
ditches
water
so we don't,
out of the road if we can.
that way they don't reoccur again.
Right.
You don't lose all your rock either.
Who's doing that? Who's doing the work with the excavating?
Durco excavating
Durco's.
is doing that.
Any estimate on the cost?
Yes,
Who's done?
Durkos?
Durkle?
It's our bridge builder.
excavating cost is gonna be between 6,000 and 7,500, and the rock's gonna cost about the same. So about 15,000 on, I'd be on Cottonwood and Apricot, and then we're also gonna be working on Tide, that slide on it. We're gonna be about 20,000 for stone on it,
On
Tide.
Tide,
yes.
Did you ever hear from the FEMA on
Yeah,
that?
they ain't gonna help on. It might have been spring fed.
now that was paved, wasn't it, with Tide? Asphalt?
Yes.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Right, and it's just that one area that
Yeah,
slid
the
there.
200-foot section of it there that's
Right.
slipped, but it hasn't slipped here lately. It hasn't slipped since a good while now, so they're working on it today. Actually, our guys are digging on it, trying to get it ready to put some rock in, build it back up.
Is that down, that's down to one lane or is it two lanes?
It's one lane.
One lane?
Yeah.
Now, once you fill it in or whatever, is that gonna open it back up to two or
Yeah,
what?
we're gonna have it, a wedge put over it or repaved after we get it, let it settle a little bit and then try to wedge over it.
So are you putting drainage in that one?
Yes.
I'm thinking it came out of that hillside also. Okay. So when's the completion date on these things?
Well, one on Apricot and Cottonwood, we should be done by the middle of next week. He's thinking 2 days, 2 to 3 days to dig it out, and then for us to get it back in shape. And so it should just be less than a week. And one
So
on-
he starts on Wednesday, he should be done by the following Wednesday, usually if the weather.
Yeah, if we don't have any much rain. But you're talking about Friday.
All right, I don't think we need to, we don't require any action on that.
Mm-mm.
Next thing up is the update on the work schedule.
So back on October 9th at our handbook committee meeting, I think there was 2 people not present. Kelly Harding was not present and Corey Philly were not present, but everybody else was present. And probably since, I know the beginning of the year, January, I can't speak for 2024, but the highway department work schedule has been discussed, moving to a 5-day work schedule. It's kind of been put on the back burner until finally the vote was made by the handbook committee to kind of move it forward. The option was given for Steve to provide a 5-day work schedule based on a 4-10s rotating schedule. So they can still maintain working their 4-day schedule, however, put it on a rotation. So the highway department is still open Monday through Friday. I think what we need to do is just make a motion to allow Steve the rest of the year to create that work schedule for them.
It would
Problem
be,
with that right now is I've got 10 workers. I don't know how to rotate that and get in. It takes more than we got to put in a pipe. It takes the whole crew to put in a pipe, in which we do a lot of culvert installations. And
So what's a full staff, 20?
19 workers.
You're 9 short.
Well, we got one guy that's retiring. Got one that terminated last week. That made us 6 short of our regular workers.
And like we discussed, it doesn't have to happen right now. We're giving you October 9th to January 1st to come up with this, and knowing that you're people short, you're gonna have retired, you're gonna have lots of other things that can come up within 3 months. But I think it was discussed that the 3 months would give you a good time to plan, and your first plan may not work. You may have to come up with a second plan on that rotating schedule, but we would like to see a 5-day work schedule.
I want to say something. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but I've been there a long time. We used to work 5/8. We used to switch back and forth in the wintertime. And you really get more work done working 4/10s. And the crew I've got are pretty dedicated employees. They want to get all they can done. You're asking me, if you do this, you go to 5/8, you're asking me to do something where I know we're going to get.
We're not asking you to go to 5/8. We're asking you to keep your 4/10s on a rotating schedule.
I'm going to try to do that. I don't know how to do it yet.
Okay.
I lay awake at night figuring how am I going to do this with 10 guys? And I'm on,
I think a lot of it, Steve, is scheduling, as far as vacations, comp time. I mean, if you have, say you have, how many people, 10?
10 workers.
You can't let 5 off at a time. Even
If
comp,
they got time they have to use, by the end of the year, they're going to lose it. It's
It
a
has to-
problem.
it has to be scheduled.
Can I say something?
Yes,
12 years ago, Randy Cleveland called me. 12
You
years
have to
ago.
tell us, first of all,
Okay.
who you are.
Darrell Taylor.
Okay.
I've been with the County Highway Department 12 years. 12 years ago, Randy Cleveland called me. I worked at Toyota. Damn good money. But, he called me and he said, an operator position come up in the county highway. Would you be interested? I was like, I talked to the wife. She wasn't really happy because of the money, but money's not everything. So, I got my CDL, started work for the county. He said, it works out great. You get time off to farm. What you do is look, I'm a 3rd-generation farmer. Been a resident of this county my entire life, and so, yeah, you go to I understand Steve's point. The 4 days, yeah, that's great. But when you go to 5 days, I market all my grain, I haul all my grain. I cannot haul it working 5 days a week.
I don't think he's asking that. I think what the.
No,
plan
but
is-
that's what we're,
So if you're currently on a Thursday through Monday schedule,
right.
if Steve's aware of your problem, then he
Right.
just keeps you on the Thursday through Monday schedule.
I mean,
And I think the purpose is to have somebody available on Fridays.
But we have
Yeah.
somebody available on
we're all available. We,
If we have a problem on Fridays, a tree, which is a lot of trees falling, the last 10 years in this county, we have people that go out and cut them. If it snows, we're all out working. We work 40 hours a week, whether it's 4 or 5 days. And we get more work done on the 4 days.
and he's never had a problem calling somebody out the days that we're off,
No, always, I've never had
If-
where I couldn't find somebody close to go.
I mean, that's what I
And
don't
I think
understand, why
don't-
you guys wanting to do all these changes, Like I said, you make me work 5 days a week. There's no way I can work on my grain.
First of all, those are not true facts. We're not asking
No,
you to
but
work
I'm
a
just,
5-day
I'm
work
just,
week.
I'm just saying,
Okay, but you keep on saying that, but
No,
that's not what we're asking
yeah,
you
but you
to
said
do.
if the 4 days doesn't work, the off you know, you understand what I'm saying, but you just said, well, then you're gonna go 5 days a week. Well, you know,
So where it came from as the handbook committee is, first of all, there's no other department in the county that works 4 days a week. They all, please let me finish. They all work their schedule. So what is happening is, what if I'm at the sheriff's department and I want to work a 4-day work schedule? We're being very unfair to the other departments,
not
first
really,
of all.
because.
Yes, because you are the only department that works a 4-day
And
schedule.
one thing against that is, everybody at the highway department has a second job.
I know, but that's
Because
not
we do
necessarily
not
my
make-
fault,
we-
nor is it any other department's fault.
But we do not make enough money. You don't see us here complaining about the raises, but we have other sources of income. We've got a mechanic back here that you put him on 5 days a week. He's
We're
quit-
not asking you to
No,
work
but
5 days a
I'm
week.
telling you, just in case that happens, he's gonna quit. And we do not need him to quit.
When we
Alright.
started this, I was there before we had a personnel policy. When we started this policy, the courthouse had the policy, the highway department had their own separate policy, and the sheriff's department had their own separate policy. Over the years, this has got combined into one policy. I don't think it's fair. It's just my opinion. I don't think it's fair for, no disrespect meant, but for ladies that work 7 days a week, 5 days a week in a climate controlled office to tell us what we need to work or what days we need to work out there. If there's trees down, if there's snow, we get it done. We always have.
This was changed, this was started back around 2000, between 2005 and 2008. I cannot find the exact year that this started, of the 4-day, 410s.
Yeah.
But
But
Yeah.
it's always worked. It's always worked. So I don't understand why we're wanting to do all the changes because, you know, people down here, yeah, we work 40 hours a week, but us farmers, we're working 80 to 100 hours a week in the busy season.
rancher, I'm a farmer.
And state what you said, letting people off, but when the sun shines, we gotta go.
See, and that's kind of the problem we run into. It's just like our gravel roads and all the ditches that need
Well,
to be dug.
I've been here 12 years. 12 years, this is the worst winter that we've had in 12 years I've been here. Yes.
Well, we had a bad winter and we've had floods this spring that
Yeah.
FEMA's even involved with. to wash
You
down
know,
and
so you gotta
everything.
take that in consideration
And then
too.
when we have a rain, it's not a normal rain anymore. It's a
I think we're taking all those things in consideration. However, you guys have to understand too, the phone calls that we get from residents wondering, hey,
Why aren't they calling Steve?
nothing happens. So when nothing happens, they call us. And that's
When I
what
get
our
a
job
call-
is
when
to
I
do,
get a call,
to
it's
relay that
about-
message to you guys. So what's happening is, it's a nice Friday, it's perfect outside, and our mowers are sitting on the side of the road. As a resident, as a taxpayer, they don't fully understand. So when they do call, yes, we try to explain it to them, but you can see where their frustration is also of like, hey, it's a nice day, why isn't the highway department working?
Yeah, another
We've
thing,
already worked 40 hours and they
But
don't
they
pay us
don't
for
know
any more than
that. But if you did a
We need to tell them
rotations,
that.
I do tell them that,
You know,
and then
we-
their answer is, why aren't they working 5 days a week to
you know,
get these
we're
projects
down
done?
6 people right now. We've been down almost 4 people all summer. You take 4 people away, stuff's not gonna get done. You know, it's not our fault, Steve's fault that we're not getting applications. You know, so now we're actually down 6 people.
I've had
Winter's
3
here.
phone calls about truck driver jobs in the last 2 weeks, and I don't think any 3 of them, when they found out what the pay is, I don't think they're gonna fill out an application.
But
Have you thought about possibly a couple of part-time people to work on Fridays?
About that.
well, we've got one part-time mower right now, guy running the mower.
Yeah, we could possibly do that. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I don't know.
Well, first of all, just so you know, nobody is saying you guys are doing a bad job.
No,
You've been dealt a bad winter, all of the above. However, now, the problem is now what? I mean, do we need to work the 5 days to get back on schedule, to get back?
You're gonna
To
get
these
less,
projects
you're gonna get less done in 5 days.
I know what you're saying and what people think, but I was there when we worked 5/8 all the time and when we switched back and forth in the winter. And I was against 410s when it started years ago because I thought, well, hell, we're only gonna work 4 days, we don't get nothing done. after a couple of months, I realized we're getting more work done working 410s than we did 5/8s. And so I changed my mind about that. I mean, I was against it to start with because I didn't think we was going to get more done, but we do get more work done on 410s, no doubt about it.
Thank you for your time.
So
Thank you.
I mean,
I've got a couple of questions after this conversation. If someone signs up to be a truck driver and doesn't have a CDL, what's the county policy on that? Do we put them through school and then sign them a contract? How do we, because I know we've had this discussion
We did
before.
one person, they signed a contract, they had to work 2 years, or else he had to pay us back for it.
Right.
Our last truck driver that we got went to a place down in Kentucky. He only had to make one trip down there. I think it was $1,500 instead of $3,000. I've got the number in my phone, the name of the company, but he did everything online and went down there one day and got a CDL.
Okay.
And he got a Kentucky CDL and they transferred it to Indiana.
All right.
And, that was a lot easier. That was the last one we had get one.
So it
But
is,
he's quit and went to Apaka, starting out $11 more an hour than what we're paying him to have a CDL.
yeah, I get that. That's the whole thing about it. So my question comes back to the point was, if there is someone out there that actually doesn't have a CDL and would like to be hired by the county, that is an option
Yes,
to send them down and
Yeah.
they sign this contract to get. Because I know this is the same thing with the sheriff's deputies. You send them to training,
yeah.
costs you substantial, and then they go and take a job elsewhere. And so that, I'm just curious how that worked.
One of the guys that called last week, I gave him that number and that information. He was gonna check on that.
But we would hire him and let him go down there, or would he need to go
He'd
down?
have to get the CDL before we could hire him.
He'd have to go get it. So in other words, he'd have to pay for it,
Well,
not the county.
the one that we did, we paid for it. And, we paid for the training of Leavenworth when they were doing it there.
Okay.
And then he just had to sign that till he would work.
So you actually had told him, we're gonna hire you,
If
put you
get
to
the
work, but
CDL.
you gotta get the CDL and we'll pay for
Right.
it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Then the other thing I'm thinking is that, you're short-staffed and that, and I think that's brought up people hauling rock and doing other things.
Mhm.
Reach out to other contractors to help you during this period of time. I mean, you're not paying the wages out, so you got a little money to hire
Yeah.
contractors to help you
Uh,
get through some of these challenges.
I called Luckman, said they would be interested in. Seafreak said they would. Of course, we're tied up with Mosers this year, but Mosers will, we can get people to haul rock. Mosers gonna be hauling rock for us next week on these places. But, sometimes it don't get put where we want it, the depth we want and all that.
That's just a matter of somebody making sure they understand, whoever's hauling it, what your
Mm.
expectations are. I mean, that's
Yeah, I understand what you are saying, and we might have to do that.
one of our, it's just, you don't, all three of us get reoccurring phone calls. And maybe we need to start a process where we just start recording the calls, not recording necessarily, but I got a call on this road, this road, this road, this road, and make sure that you're aware of them. And then we'll establish a date, and what you went out and looked at it and said, this is an issue, it's not an issue, how we're gonna address it so we can get it reduced to writing. And
It's aggravating to me when you guys get complaints and we don't hear nothing about it out there. I think, why, people used to call us, if we get a call, we go out and respond to it.
I know when I get calls, I usually call you,
Yeah.
and that's,
And I mean, I have a little bit different situation because he lived on paved roads. So I live on these county roads and I drive them daily. I got kids going in different directions. So I don't travel the same route every day. I travel different routes every day. So when I see the problems, I let you know of the
Yeah.
problems.
Oh,
So
well,
some of them
I'm
aren't
not
just
saying
residents.
I'm
It's
not-
me personally. I'm
Yeah.
driving the roads. And
I'm not
using
saying
roads.
don't call me, tell me, I want to know complaints that we get. That's
So
what we-
what I'm saying is, I know I'm giving you more complaints because I'm driving the roads and I'm the one complaining. But then again, I'm the one utilizing the roads. The previous commissioner didn't utilize those roads. So,
it's like me, I drive primarily on asphalt roads, but I did go out and drive the one with turkey farms and that, and I thought a couple times I'd lose an axle as I hit those big lumps of stone that was protruding out of the roads, and I'm thinking, that needs addressed. I mean, because I understand anybody with a car of any value doesn't want to drive over some of that stuff, and it kind of sneaks up on you, and it's kind of
Yeah.
nasty. So,
So basically, I asked the work schedule, did we put on there? Because that's what was discussed as of October 9th, trying to create that work schedule. And I wanted to make it public that it was not a 5-day work week, 8 hours. It is letting you make that schedule and let that be up to you.
I'm trying to
Okay.
figure that out.
Steve, on your mowing, like say
Yeah.
if you had to have, if you were to hire part-time mowers, are they considered operators? Or they don't have to have CDLs,
They don't
correct?
have, no, our part-timers don't have, we've got one right now that's a part-time mower. And they don't have to have CDLs.
Okay. That's what I was wondering, but are they considered operators or,
Yes, they're operators.
okay,
We're trying to hire somebody that has experience on a tractor.
Right.
A lot of that type of work.
don't hire my husband.
there's probably some people out here that, I mean, retire, wouldn't
Yeah.
mind working a day or two a week or whatever.
We had, up until this year, and last year, we had 2 part-timers that worked all summer long mowing.
Mhm.
And, when it frosted, and we
They went home.
got caught up when it frosted.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the suggested changes from the Personnel Policy Handbook Committee updated and have sent that off to Wagner, Irwin, and Shiley. I don't have it back yet.
Okay.
So plan was to have that back, to have it for you guys to approve on the 18th, hopefully.
Okay.
So just want to let you guys know that we've sent that off.
And then you're gonna highlight any changes in there, right? So we know what, okay.
So we can do this all over again, Kate.
All right, next thing was notice to bidder.
Right. Specifications, this is your annual get-together. Here's the thing that I want to see changed on this. This bid specification for fuel products
Oh,
and all the testing, almost 100% pushes it to somebody that's a refinery, because they have to do that testing on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And it's quite expensive. The way that thing's written, you have to perform a test on a product that you provide. And I'll guarantee you, I can get you a sample that'll clear it. The sample that'll cause the problem is the one coming out of your tank. And then they're gonna blame you for doing something in the tank. Our
The problem
specs,
we had with that, years ago, we used to get it from a different company, and when it got down cold in the wintertime, our trucks were gelling up. And, we were putting treatment in, but when it gets so cold, it still does. So we went to this, different specs on, we haven't had any problem. We've been using them for several years. We haven't had any problem with the trucks gelling up.
so how many years ago was that?
Oh, it's probably been over 10 years ago. I'd have to look and see, but I don't know offhand, it's probably been at least 10.
The thing about it is, from what I understand, is the fuel, it's, whether it's pumped out of the filling stations here or wherever it comes from, it's coming from major refineries. And if they've got a gelling issue with it, I think that would be spread out. My understanding is that the county got involved in some biofuels at one time that were a bargain, but they have to be handled completely different than normal diesel products. And that could cause the fuel to gel and
Yeah.
plug the filters and things like that. And since that time, the biofuels, I don't know that, and I could almost tell you who that, I think he was out of Huntingburg. One of them was the one that cut him a deal on them, but the rest of it is, I just did this one, this is Boone County. It's extremely simple. It's calling out federal specifications on the fuel. And I don't want to eliminate anybody potentially from bidding. It might,
I think a C-10 rating is what we had to, that's what made the difference in whether it gelled or not. When we were getting the local, you go out there when it's froze or when it's really cold, your truck gels up and then you're stuck on a road somewhere. And since we went to this specification on there, we haven't had any gelling problems, I don't think at all, have before. So, I mean, we don't want to create a problem where we don't have a problem. We don't want to fix what's broke or what's not broke.
we don't want to eliminate others from bidding, no.
And when you're out there and it's 0 degrees, it's not fun.
I think what we're trying to, we need more bids.
Yeah.
Just because we've done something for 10 years, doesn't mean it's a bad thing,
If we get somebody
but
bidding a C-10 rating like that, I'd be all for that.
I think the testing's the issue. If you require a test, which in that specifications you will, it's very expensive. And what they're doing, any jobber that would bid on this isn't testing. He's dependent upon the provider of the product to have tested it. And in the case of the co-op over there, they're a refinery.
Yeah.
So they're testing it every time they run a batch to make sure they're in spec. Whereas the other ones, whether it's coming from Shell or Marathon or Phillips 66, Conoco, wherever it is, they've already done that at their refinery. You could pull a spec up and say, here's the spec on it. But to do the actual test by drawing it out of a sample and making them go through that process is very expensive to sell a product. And what'll happen then, as we've had in the past, no one bids on it. Because the only one that does the test is the co-op, because they do it as they run their refinery. And I think that's our intent is to get that back down where we can get others the opportunity to bid on it. And if there's a problem with this, I mean, you've got in your spec where they're responsible for the damage that they do to the county, but I don't think they could sell a product on the market that gelled. I think that people
They
would
did.
just.
They did. Whatever you guys decide, fine with me, but, we don't have problems now than we did before with more than one local one. When Gerber was up there, we had the same problem with that. Diesel would gel up in the winter.
I think a lot of that has come a long way due to EPA standards and all that, the gelling and everything too.
Well,
'cause
Gerber's has been out of business
They're under
They've been, yeah,
strict-
long time.
40 years. I don't know, because they sold out multiple times. I mean, it's been a long time since they were.
so do we need to update this, correct? That's what we need.
That or use the Boone County one. It's just really straightforward. It's a matter, it has specifications in there of the fuel quality. And, they don't have all that testing and requirement that's in there for the fuel part of it.
Will that have to be rebid? To
No,
show
we
the
haven't bid it.
specifications?
We haven't bid it yet. He's just asking for the right to go out and
Yeah.
advertise. We just need to tell him what we want him to advertise.
Oh, okay.
I'm not on we've already done the fuel thing.
Yeah, do we need to make a motion or anything to update the
Well, one other
specs?
thing I want you to do, when you do this, it's like I pulled a co-op bid, and you got no bid on this gasoline that's going out there.
Mhm.
Let's include that.
Okay.
So they, it just doesn't, whatever they want to charge us, we'll just go ahead and do the whole package so we get it all. So,
Yeah, it should all be on one bid, correct?
because right now what they do, they have their diesel, they got off-road, on-road,
Mm-hmm.
and then what they've been doing is purchasing under a no bid, unleaded gasoline. So that we get all that included in the bid whenever they get it. So we know where we are. I'd entertain a motion to modify the specs to eliminate the testing requirements, but also stay with the current required vehicle specifications.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Okay, so do I have to update the sheet at all? Because I've already got this set to go to the, does this have to be updated?
I'd
Or
say
just
it
the stuff on the
probably-
website?
yes,
Yeah, that would need to be updated.
because it's got all the,
All right, we
I'm
need to do
not,
this.
I'm not sure about, Andrew might know about that on getting estimates for do grading work. Does that need to be bid, or can we do that like we've been doing it?
Andrew, if we turn around and Steve gets a little behind and he needs to hire a contractor to go do some grading for him, do we need a hourly rate or something bid so that, how do we, and I think the question's gonna be, we have 3 different contractors. Should we entertain a hourly rate from each one of them?
For a
At
job
the
bid.
beginning of the year?
So
You know,
this,
subject to availability, because some of them are gonna be off doing other things and they can't show up. But I mean, some way to get a fixed hourly cost or a weekly cost, however we wanna do it. So we establish a rate, rather than just picking one randomly.
well, it's a service, correct? We're not buying.
Yes.
Okay, so for services, you can look at it whatever way you want to look at it in terms of procurement. You don't have to bid and notice and things like that. If you want to be fair and say, hey, we're gonna have certain rates that will, for our services to do for this grading, you can. Or you, I mean, but you're gonna have to, I guess, eventually approve whatever agreement, or authorize Steve to enter into an agreement for that grading service.
To me, I'm thinking, let's kind of get some specs on what we would like to maybe hire and then see if we can get some rates. And
They're
it's gonna,
supposed to get me some. I haven't got them yet, but I have asked for that.
so we have a contingency and we'll go, with the best provider, and in the event they're off doing something else, we'll go to the next one or whatever, but some way to keep it transparent. And then give everybody the opportunity that would have, would be interested in participating.
Right.
So,
Also got this, I guess, on Copper Road, I need you guys to sign off on that, so I can hopefully get some money.
okay.
What's this for? Is it not on the agenda?
No, it's for Copper Road. What it is,
I just
the
got-
state was taking a bridge out and they dumped all the traffic on a gravel road, primarily Perry County, a little with Spencer. And Steve spent his life last winter hauling rock out there.
Okay.
'Cause it was dirt.
What do you normally get, 80% back on that, Steve?
I think that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been so long
That's
since
what I
I've
was
seen it,
thinking.
I don't even remember what the
I was
amount
thinking it was
now.
80%
I think it
because a
is.
couple of years ago this happened and which they should, because that's our county roads
I
and
don't
we're
think we need
out
to.
the money.
No action.
I don't think so. We're aware of this situation
Yeah.
going on. We
Yeah,
told-
you guys approved it already, I just need your signature.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
we're.
we'll do that. Anything else, Steve?
I can't think of anything right now.
I just
That
need
wasn't
these
enough.
updates, because I just need the updates, because this is the only thing that's advertised, I just need to update. Tell me when you
Yeah,
update.
yeah.
We'll get on that today.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And you need to include this gasoline. You need to look one of these synergy bills up to see what I'm talking about. So they bid that amount too. Next item up is Mindy Lazaline, cyclical reassessment.
I really don't have anything more to add, other than to respectfully ask you to approve the bid that we put out the specs for, opened and received.
Mindy, I think you sent me a copy of it. I was going through this, and it's probably not a question for you, but more for Tyler, but if you could maybe ask them. So on their questionnaire, it looks like from January of 2022, they were servicing 24 counties, and then for the next period, they're only going to be servicing 4. That was kind of alarming to me of why that change would happen. But if you see right here, it lists all these. They have the contract up until the end of this year for 24 counties, but then people that are
Because they're
renewing,
just now starting that process. So they've got that many already committed. This is a new cycle.
Mhm.
So they're just now, we're all starting this process. So they probably got that many committed so far,
Okay.
but I'm sure they're anticipating to have
More.
as many as they have now or more.
Okay. Does Spencer use
Yes.
Tyler also?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure do.
And then the only other thing I noticed, they had office space. Do we give them office space?
They in the back room of my office.
Okay.
I mean, it's not dedicated for them, we kind of all utilize it,
Okay.
but that's when they're here, that's their space.
Okay. But they still have like their own workers' comp and everything like
Yeah,
that? They're not-
yeah, they're not a county employee, they're just
Okay.
contracted, so they have their own, and we get an update on that every year, and Chris has those on file.
I don't know. Eagle View is really good for those that didn't see it. I'm still trying to put the pieces together and find out if possible, any cost savings, or could there be more money up front, but then cost savings? So I mean, I hate to say it, at this point, I'm not ready to sign this because all my questions.
I mean, I see Eagle View as strictly a tool.
Correct,
It's
but
a
it could be
tool.
a wonderful tool that help us.
You know, is it gonna
Yes.
drop this contract by 90,000? No. No, it's not.
No, and I don't think we're saying that, but what
So
we're saying
I don't
is,
see the cost savings because, one, I don't have the staff to utilize Eagle View in-house. I have 2 people plus myself. So, and Pam, I sent you on that email, I had Kelly Lucas give me if we had to hire a new person, what would it cost? And if they took single insurance versus family insurance, it's 66 something.
Is it full-time, correct? It's not
That would be a
part-time.
full-time person, yes. So if you add it all up, it just doesn't seem feasible, whereas contracting, they're not our employees, we're not paying their perf, we're not paying their holidays,
that.
we're not paying all of that. So I'm looking at it as,
I'm wondering if there's opportunities to contract somebody to come in and look at the Eagle View and do the work. And we wouldn't hire them as county employees. They would just come in as contractors, use the Eagle View at a desktop. And do the
that
whole
would be
process.
Tyler Technology.
They actually have a car with a guy with an iPad who sits inside of it and takes pictures of it. I saw it. I know what he does. And I think the overflight with 4 sides, the backyard and everything is going to provide more data. The calculations of the square foot of the structure is going to confirm that we have everything correct. And I think the first year will be more difficult. I think the second time with the change finder, the process will be greatly simplified. This is my thoughts on it.
You know, I've only been doing this 23 years. Apparently you know more than I do. So whatever you guys figure out for my office, just please let me know.
Thank you. Next item up, we have our accounts we need to pay. Payroll for 10/24/2025 in the amount of $185,825.75.
Make the motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Payroll withholding for the same date, 10/24/2025 in the amount of $39,649.35.
I make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Health claims, the amount of $77,027.91.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Dental claims, the amount of $188.62.
I'll make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vision claims, $191.79.
I'll make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Life insurance claims, the amount of $1,578.12.
I make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Solid waste claims for 11/03/2025 in the amount of $12,570.69.
I make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable for 11/03/2025 in the amount of $886,051.45.
Make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Now, the next one, this is Chris's, I know what she's trying to do here. Request for an ordinance establishing a capital asset policy. Part of what she, and please, if I'm off base, what her requirement is for her to get an accurate listing of all assets owned by the county. And I think she struggles with getting this information back so that she can get it in the proper location. I think it's Gateway, you have to upload it, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So what she was asking for is to pass an ordinance making it the requirement of each department head to accurately provide, you want them uploading it or you just?
They put it in Data Pit Stop.
Yeah, okay, for her, so that she gets this. And one of the things we're looking at right now, it's like at the highway department, we looked at that, and what was it, Becky, 17 dump trucks?
16.
So whatever, so we got a lot of dump trucks, we have 10 employees. So whether all of them are active or not active, or what they are, we're insuring them. And it's critical for us to make sure that we have accurate information so that
Well,
You took 4 off, didn't you, Steve?
yes,
Okay, so 4 of them left, but,
we've got 12 operations.
okay.
The
So,
insurance is off of the.
okay, which is a good thing, but we have issues like that within the county system that we're buying insurance for, that they're not gonna be on the road, so. That's what she's asking to do, and as I had the discussion with her, I said, it's kind of like the legislature passes the law and makes it more difficult for a person that actually follows the law, and those that aren't following the law, they don't care how many laws there are. So I'm mixed on this here. If everybody would just get the accurate information uploaded, we would be in good shape. We
Here's
would need an
the
ordinance.
other thing too, if in the audit, they find that inaccurate in our capital assets. They can, if the first year, it's kind of just like a warning, get it fixed. And then the second, if you have 2 years where your capital assets are off, then they create, the State Board of Accounts requires what they call CAPS, which is a corrective action plan. So then that's kind of their teeth in it. This was discussed at the Auditors Association State Board of Accounts conference that all auditors are required to attend. So basically, this is just when we go to these conferences and the State Board of Accounts is telling us this stuff, that's kind of your light bulb to say, hey, this is what they're going to be looking at next year. And we looked and we do not have a capital assets policy. So basically, since we don't have a capital assets policy, it is the auditor's responsibility that I'm supposed to be going and I'm supposed to be verifying. It's my job to do the assets. I don't have the time nor the staff to do that, and I feel that each department head should put that. So this is putting a little bit of teeth, like Randy said, whether they're gonna follow it or not, but it basically puts a plan in play at the county level.
Well, and I start to say, well, you have to be involved in this, Andrew.
I think we,
Yeah.
and I was looking at some of the statutory citations that Chris sent me, and I do think we have to have some policy in place because there's statutes that say we have to adopt State Board of Accounts asset control like standards. We can't just do our completely own. So we have to, and one of the things they require is a capital asset policy. Now, what that says is up to you guys, and how that's enacted and how it's done, what's considered a capital asset. She included a couple of ordinances where there are standards that can be put in there, but we have to have something on file, I believe.
I think that's what they're going to be looking at in 2026 to make sure you have that.
So is there some examples out there that we could?
Yes, I think Chris sent a
I
couple.
sent some templates and some samples that we put into this.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, each department should be responsible of their assets.
And they're the ones that are aware, just like Steve, he pulled 4 trucks off. I mean, he's the one that knows if they'll run or not.
Yep.
So Any other comments?
I think it's a good idea because that way we'll know what we have, what we're insuring. but-
And what I would suggest we entertain a motion to have a draft put together for our review. And then once we accept the draft, we'll pass the ordinance.
Yeah, it has to be done because the state will,
Right.
SBOA will get us.
So,
Make a motion?
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Now I have a question here on this, like, well, say Steve's trucks or if the sheriff has vehicles or I know there's a couple of things out in the annex that have been sitting there for years, vehicles. And, I mean, what do we do with them? Is it, will they go up on a commissioner's sale? Will they go up on what?
Well, they have to be, I think they have to be, determined that they're surplus and then
Surplus.
there's a process for disposing of.
Okay. Because we don't need to start junkyards. We don't need to start robbing off this or that and to fix the, we don't need to be robbing Peter to pay Paul on these things. And we don't need them all sitting around.
Next item up, we have, it's an appropriation request, and I'm sure Chris is doing this, and I think this has to do with Greg buying some filters and different things that he needed, and he ran out of money for courthouse maintenance and in the amount of $360.39. Any discussion? That's because we ran out of maintenance money for this year. We're pulling it out of that fund.
Make a motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
No.
Next item is the one I added. We are transferring some deeds to the county, and the fees, if I wrote it down correctly, are $80 to the auditor and $25 to the recorder for recording these properties. I'm suggesting again that we pull it out of 7312, which is our old seeded money we've got, and get the deeds recorded.
Make a motion?
Second. They have to be done.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
And then the last item we have is, we used to pull money out of the general fund for building permit, back when we had a building inspector. And we went to the point where it came out of the general fund and then all the permit fees went back into the general fund, and it was kind of a revolving thing. Today, they have accepted and it's a rotation basis. They write permits according to one of the plan commission people, and then they pay themselves a nominal sum for each permit they write. So it's working, but what we want to do is establish a fund so that money stays there rather than is swept back into the general fund at the end of the year. And they can then use that for changing ordinances and things to that nature. It allows them to self-fund by their permit revenue. So,
Yeah, because we had to have Andrew draw up something on the square footage on what they call them,
right,
tiny homes.
tiny homes.
And that just, and it had to.
It's different things, and then they have to advertise it, so they need money for that.
Right, and then also we're trying to get more self-sufficient where we don't have to go and get out general and any other. So for this non-reverting fund of 4911, that we wouldn't even, it would just come out of there.
Right.
Similar to what we did with the popper fund. It makes it visibly easier to see because it's not all thrown in one pot.
Mhm.
So then it becomes self-funding.
Right,
Makes sense. I make a motion?
second.
I got a motion and a second to adopt the ordinance.
And can you amend your motion to allow it to pass on first reading as well? Because normally you have to introduce it and then,
Okay.
if
'cause we
it's
didn't introduce it
unanimous,
yet.
you guys can pass it in one reading.
How should I word
Just
that?
say, I'll amend my motion to allow it to be, or to pass it on first reading.
reading.
I amend my motion to pass it first reading.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, unanimous. Next meeting is Tuesday, November 18th.
I need that.
It's right.
Okay.
I sent it.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
The community crossings match Did we get that figured out?
Oh, the money, the 385?
No, 389
398.
was, 24-2 Leopold Road. It was the county, the highway department paid. You guys are gonna pay the ones going on now. That's 390,000 something.
398,813, I believe. 83.
You guys got that or done anything with it or?
Well, I mean, we were gonna pay for the match part of it, sure.
We're gonna be getting bills right away.
I think we already, didn't we approve that whenever we signed up for community crossings? I mean, I don't know.
I don't,
I thought we had to with the match on that. I thought that was part of it.
Maryland can't find any record on it.
Do you have anything, Chris?
No, I think it was in that. Yeah, nope, I don't. No, I do not.
It needs to come out of our lit.
And let fund.
I found it,
What did you?
You found the documentation for it?
found all of it. So I'd entertain a motion.
I remember that,
It's 398,000.
We approved the spending in May.
right. I remember that.
It's to get us up to our 1.5 million.
Mhm.
CNR just is out here paving these roads, so.
Too many pots, too many
I know,
things, too many.
So with that said, I mean, I'd entertain a motion to transfer those. It needs to go into the grant fund because that's how he pays out his community crossings.
Yeah.
And it'll have to come from the lit money.
And they're waiting on,
Well,
like I
he's
said, the
gonna,
bills
Well,
are
they haven't
coming in.
done Brant, we've got enough, I think, to pay so far, but when they do Branchville, we're not gonna have enough to
Right.
pay.
So that comes out of the 700,000 that was already,
okay, you don't necessarily do that. That is the fund now that maintains its balance. It has money in it
Correct, but it
now,
still
and it
has
has
to-
additional money that needs to be transferred into that. There is sufficient funds in there currently without the transfers that should be made from 23, 24.
like, there's money in the fund, but we have I'm talking about appropriation. You're given the original, I mean, even though the funds are in there.
Well,
that
out of our
doesn't
edit
mean-
plant, he's eligible to spend up to 640,000,
Correct.
and he hasn't spent any this year for
And
25.
we did an additional for 540.
We've got a contract out, we're supposed to, we did do, that one road up there, and they're supposed to do some more yet on that.
You're talking
Which road
about
was that?
patching.
Which road, I guess I'm confused. Which road is that?
It's E&B's doing a bunch of patching out in some other areas, and I didn't bring that with me.
They just got it done, she turned in the bill for it.
Okay. You have money in that account, Steve.
There's,
We,
are you talking, we know there's money in that fund.
well, I don't know. I'd have to go back to look through the years to see if it was ever, I think when it was held in the 1112 account,
Uh-huh.
it was never transferred into his account that he actually pays his highway bills out of. And that should also be $640,000 for those years. So
That's for 2025.
Yeah, that's
It
our
just
lead
never
paving
happened.
for
They
25.
actually-
We've got 500 and some, supposed to have done this year yet. They're gonna do that, ancient circle, and then all this patching on these other roads that they haven't started on yet. They did do the one little half-mile section up there in, Park Township by,
you said H Circle.
Yeah.
You're paving a gravel road?
no, the paved part is all come apart. The paved, well, half of that road is paved. and-
Well, now David H lives there and he doesn't have any asphalt.
No, he
You're gonna
don't.
have to rename that.
He lives on Leopold Circle.
Okay, I just need to clarify, make sure I'm right. So this money, the 398, is coming out of the 640,000 appropriate.
Not out of our lit money.
That's what he's saying.
We've got most of that spent. You had some kind of special project thing you said you was going.
Yeah, but let me go back and look. Where's your unrestricted highway? What do you use that for? The local, I think it's local roads
Local
unrestricted. Motor vehicle highway unrestricted, that's what it is.
I'd have to look, I don't know.
Let's table this then, because I'll pull it back up, because I looked at it and I thought I saw where the question was on the funding.
It can always be transferred, Steve, if they're waiting on getting paid. We can always get transferred over.
Okay,
We'll get it.
all right,
Let me look at it.
thank you.
Now, Steve, what I do want from you is what you've actually got contracted and expected to be paid yet. Because I'm thinking it was E and B who's doing all the skip paving.
Yeah.
The Branchville Road is done with our community crossings. And then the other one that we did, the Leopold out to 66, was paid for from last year's additional,
Yes, that
That
was
we-
24-2.
the second round. we got.
Yeah, that was the 385.
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes.
too
Okay.
many community crossing things going on at once.
Our next meeting is Tuesday, November the 18th, 2025 at 6 PM. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Chris, are you gonna have a notice on the emails that